Hello and welcome to Video Game Afterlife, the VGAL podcast. Today we are recording on a lovely Valentine's Day. I'm your host, Tommy, and with me I have...
Nick.
And Brynne.
Cool, and that's just it. It's just the three of us for today. Yeah. Strange start for today.
Technology, man.
Yeah, technology really screws you over, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a true Valentine's statement right there.
Yep.
Yeah. And so how are y'all doing this fine Valentine's Day?
Doing pretty good. Had my classes today that weren't too bad, so it's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's not bad. Brynne?
I only had to go to one class, which was my lab, and that was great.
Nice.
Lucky.
Well, I only had to go to, I should have gone to my 8 a.m., but I didn't because I overslept.
Yeah.
And then I was going to go go see Domino by the FAC cat. He's my buddy. And I was going to take a picture with him and have him be my Valentine, but he wasn't there.
Oh no.
And I'm mad at him.
Yeah. Speaking of luck on Valentine's, I have no classes today, or every Thursday for that matter.
Oh my
or
gosh.
Why not go into it a little bit more? I don't have classes on Tuesday either. I have got one class on Friday. Basically, I'm like free all the time. I'm just like, yeah. No, every time I talk about this in front of Joe, he gets very mad.
Yeah.
Because he had to like fight for his schedule currently, which is very similar to mine. And I'm like, yeah, I just signed
I'm also
up.
getting very mad.
Yeah, seriously.
I have classes every day, and I have 8 a.m.s Monday through Thursday.
I can beat that. I've got 8 a.m.s every day.
Do I go to every 8 a.m.? Sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll go with sometimes.
Yeah, I can go one step further. The earliest class I have ever is at 1 p.m. So I can
I'm done
just
with you.
sleep.
I would never wake up.
I'm done with you at this point.
No, what sucks about it is that I have like this internal alarm clock that I just like, I wake up at 6 a.m. on the dot every day. So it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but.
I used to. Now I wake up at like 7:45, and I'm like, I can't make it to 8 a.m. today.
I woke up at 7:45, or my roommate woke me up at 7:45 because I had an exam in that 8 a.m. class, and I just like bolt out of bed, just going shit.
Yeah. No, yeah, I
ran all the way there.
I've only ever been almost late to one class, and I was so lucky because my roommate woke me up and he was like, "Don't you have a class in like 5 minutes?" I was like, "Oh yeah." And I got out of bed. That was the fastest I've ever done anything. I like jumped out, like put on a brand new shirt, like deodorant, ran out the door, had my socks in my hand and my shoes in the other, and I was like running. Like, oh, it was such a horrible, horrible day. I remember that so vividly.
Should we talk about video games?
Yeah, we might as well. I mean, I won't, but somebody else here probably does. So, video games, Nick?
Yeah, so like Apex Legends came out on the 4th, which is really funny because it went from no word about it to a trailer, and then they're like, games dropping for free.
Whoa.
Oh, it's free?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Apex Legends is free to play.
What?
It's like, there is cosmetics that you can buy in game, kind of like Fortnite or most games, but you don't have to. You can get the currency in game, and every time you level up, which you get experience every match, you get a pack to like get cosmetic items.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's really fun, and in like less than a week, they hit a 25 million player mark.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah.
They made it free.
Yeah. So.
So it makes me want it more now. I didn't know it was free. Also, the issue I just have with it in general is just I don't have a console to play it on.
Oh,
Do you have a PC?
No.
Ooh.
I don't have a
You
PC.
don't have a PC?
I don't have a console. No.
Ooh.
I just use my laptop.
Yeah, well, I don't think that'll work too well.
Do you have a Mac?
I have a Mac laptop, yeah.
Ooh, yeah, that's why it won't work.
And the issue is that I used to not that it would have worked on the other computer because it's terrible, but I upgraded because I needed to get better and faster editing. And so it worked out in my favor, but now it's just kind of like biting me in the butt every chance it gets. So it's fun times for Tom.
Let me know if you want to play it. I'll let you play at my console.
You're so nice. Enoch, okay, I need to talk to him about this. Enoch has been going on about Apex Legends all the time, and I'm like, you know what? We're moving in together. We should probably hang out more often. Not that we already don't hang out. And I'm like, hey, that Apex Legends game. And I was like, I've never gotten an invite. I'm just like,
You're just using it.
like I love that guy, but like at the same time, like pick up the hint. That's all I'm saying.
Well, considering that Enoch is in Master Control right now, Enoch, consider that your hint.
Yeah. Thank you, Enoch, for being a good friend, and we're gonna go play games later. And I'm sorry we couldn't play the game you wanted.
Did you forget he was there?
No, I remembered he was there. That's why I was saying it in the first place. He would have heard this one way or another. I always
Okay,
like,
that's
hey,
true.
listen. No, yeah, that's it's not his fault, but I'm just saying, like, it would be fun. Anyway, cool. Like I've just all I've seen about Apex Legends is that I was like, cool. I just want to know more about the characters, just and stuff like that, and like how they work.
Yeah.
So like if I ever do end up playing it, I know what categories I'll fit in. I'm always a support, so it's like
Okay.
one way or another.
I don't remember the names of the legends, but there's like a healer one.
Yeah, it's like Lifelink or something like
Lifeline.
that. Lifeline. Yes.
Yeah. She throws out her healing drone. She puts up a shield when you revive someone and can call down 3 higher rarity items.
Yeah, that's her ultimate.
Yeah.
See, I know a lot of things about this game, despite I've never played it.
I know nothing.
Yeah, it's like think like a battle royale, but with Overwatch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Overwatch. No, Overwatch isn't a battle royale.
No,
No,
it's a first-person mobile.
First person. mode,
Yeah.
right.
Which is weird.
Yeah, I still think it's fun.
I remember
I mean,
I remember when Overwatch came out. One of my friends who was into it sent me 2 pictures of 2 of the female characters. One of them was May, and I can't remember the other one. The other one was blonde.
Mercy.
Yeah, and he said, "Which one do you think would be the better waifu?" I went with Amy because it looked like she was just good. Or not Amy, May. So I was like, she looks good and wholesome. Like she looks like a good girl. And then he also sent me 2 guys and was like, okay, who's the husband doing? I'm like, why are you asking me this?
I'll just say when I played Overwatch for the short period of time, you might hate me. I was a Hanzo main.
I don't care that much.
That was one of the choices. That was one of the husband do, which I don't think is a thing, but that was one of the choices.
It's a thing, and also
It is?
correct. Him or Mercury. That's all I have to say about the subject. I'm going to move on from that as fast as I possibly can. But no. But what is it? I'm not. Hanzo. People who play Hanzo. For people who don't know, Hanzo's a sniper, but he uses a bow and arrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so,
cool.
Yeah. So he's like literally the only character who is
badass.
like. He's like the slowest to reload character because it's 1 arrow at a time. But at the same time, he does way more damage than most people in 1 hit. I just mad because I want to play Hanzo and I can't land arrows. I don't know how they do it.
See, I played him when he was still broken, and you had the scatter arrow that destroyed everyone. Because if you shot it at their
Feet.
right below them, it would scatter up into them, do all the damage. And that was when you could just like aim near them and it was a headshot.
Yeah.
Because he was so broken on launch.
Broken game mechanics.
I know, right? And it
Aren't
was,
they great?
I'm not gonna lie, I miss it because it was such a cool thing to see. Even if you missed it, just to go pew 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 pew, because like the game physics would still apply to the arrows and stuff. So it's just like depending on how slow you shot it or how like little drawback there was, it would be the smallest like slowest arrows you've ever seen. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's how good I am. I can hit you with the slow ones. I never did, but no, yeah. Like I said, I don't like myself, so I'm a support main every time. Like I'm the person who is like, you know what, this team needs a Mercy, and I always go in on it, and I'm like, it hasn't been
Every
fun for me.
team needs a Mercy. Every team needs their healer, man.
Yeah, except when the team like they're all at high health and they all claim they need healing, and then they don't thank you for when you actually heal them. It hurts a little on the inside.
I also played Genji, so I was the person who needed
Genji's
healing
fun. Yeah.
constantly.
Oh yeah, Genji's fun to play as, but like I like as a like if I play Genji in a team match and I'm not doing like a solo battle or something like that, I'm very conscious to make sure like I will go find the health because I know I'm faster than most people and I don't want to be that one guy. So I'm like, everyone else, you're fine. I can take care of this, and I'll just really quickly run across like 3 bridges, like shoot myself into like a health pack, and I'm like, good, run back, everyone's dead, and then I'm dead. And I was like, well, this wasn't worth it.
I call out healing all the time, even when I'm full health.
No.
Why?
Just because I'm like, I'm gonna be running in. Mercy,
I'm gonna be running in.
Mercy, heal me while I go die.
I'm so glad they added like Moira and stuff like that, because that means Mercy doesn't have to be the person to run in to sacrifice herself. Moira can just throw healing, and it's so much easier
Or,
to be support.
What's the sniper girl that her shots if you shoot your teammates?
Anna.
Yeah. I stopped playing around when she got added.
Uh-huh.
And like it was really cool to see her, because we played the Halloween event when that was, I can't remember the name of it, but that was fun.
Junkenstein's Revenge.
Yeah, and that was always fun because you only had like a set characters, and it was always a fight to play Anna because the sniping was super easy in like the NPCs, and so it was always a fight of who got her and who got Soldier 76.
Yeah, because it's just like wait and look down the hallway.
It's
Soldier 76 was the other choice for the husband dudes. It was between Hanzo and Soldier 76. I think I chose Soldier 76 though, and I have now completely exhausted all of my Overwatch knowledge. I know nothing about it. It's great.
Yeah, Soldier 70, like, he's a soldier. I don't know what do you want me to talk about? Like, because I'm like the type of person who knows like I looked up, like I'm like kind of invested in like canon Overwatch stuff, and I'm also like I know what the community says, and I'm like, what should I say?
How do you feel about I think it was Blizzard's new like just push to kind of put lore into all of Overwatch
and make Soldier 76 gay?
Yeah, because
I
like,
don't care.
Because like I thought there was a thing with him and Anna when like she got introduced. Wasn't that a thing?
Was it? I don't remember.
I thought.
Oh, there was a comic. It was like a reunion.
Him
comic.
and Anna's mom, maybe.
Anna's mom.
Isn't she a thing?
No, Anna is the mom of Farah.
Oh, that's right. No, isn't there like an older one now that looks like Anna?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I haven't played Overwatch in like maybe 2 years.
Like I'm like running through like the data banks and nothing is coming up, so I don't know if this is right.
I don't know.
Don't really want to look it up.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be wrong. No, like I remember like they had like a reunion comic where like they introduced Anna and stuff like that, and she was back because like it was Soldier fighting Reaper in the comic, and then of course she saved Soldier and like hurts Reaper and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's the whole thing is like it's the old team like getting back together and stuff like that. And I'm like that was really the only interaction I think they like showed outside of like game stuff.
I did not realize that Overwatch had lore.
Yeah, it does.
Most people don't.
Yeah, it has like the animated like shorts and stuff like that. It has the comic book series.
Oh, okay. Kind of like how Team Fortress 2 had like the animations and stuff with the characters doing just like really weird crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know it was that. I thought those were all like fan made. So I'm like I'm learning more.
Some of them are, but like the ones where they introduced the characters and stuff, that was canon stuff.
Yeah,
Like how they never reveal if the pyro is actually a man or a woman.
I don't know anything about Team Fortress 2. I hate to admit that.
I know very little, but I know enough.
Yeah, I've played it like, I think on my Steam thing, I have 3 hours of playtime, and it was because I played it for like 30 minutes when I first got my computer, and then I was in like a first round of like a just overall gaming tournament, and it was like my team was set to play Team Fortress 2. I was like, I should probably practice this. We lost eventually, but my my Team Fortress 2 knowledge got even less in my overall game time because I was like, don't know. I didn't know that your different weapons have different stats. I thought they were just cosmetics like every other game.
See, I'm not gonna lie. It makes me a little nervous that you're like, would you consider yourself a big competitive gamer?
100%.
It makes me a little nervous you're on this show because we are so much not that.
No, that's fine.
Like individually, like some of us are like hardcore. Like I know I'm into Smash. I know Joe is and Enoch, and we're all like big. Trust me, like, it's a thing. But like at the same time, like we are so like. I hope people know when they like tune in the podcast, we are not here for like the right information on video games because most of the time that's not what you're gonna get. Especially when I'm on, when it's just about 50 minutes about me. Like I feel like it should be, but like I don't know.
Tommy is the most important person in the room. We all know this.
This isn't the Tommy show.
Not yet.
But it can be.
Listen, some producers are leaving, and when they're gone, I make my move.
No.
As all the
No,
producers
no.
hear you in master control.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna remove you. They're gonna create a plot to assassinate you, and remove you before it happens.
Please. I have no good response for that. I was trying to think of one.
Aha! I've defeated him.
No, but what is it? Like, what was really funny is that when they first mentioned the podcast on Tuesday, Chase was just like, yeah, and Tommy just, it doesn't have to be about video games. Tommy just talks about his life for like 30 minutes, and we can't stop him, and we don't know why. And I'm like, that kind of hurt me because I didn't know there had been attempts to stop me. But now that I know, now it's time to double down. So like,
I think this is our time to try and steer the conversation away from Tommy.
No, I'm actually gonna fully support Tommy. Tommy,
Wait a second.
tell us about your life.
Oh
all right.
no.
So over break, this is a question that I've been meaning to ask and put on the podcast for so long.
Yep.
It's been since Christmas break. So me and my friends, we little known fact about me, and I'm gonna be made fun of this, so might as well say it anyway. My favorite restaurant in the world is Luby's.
That's not
I
bad.
don't know what that is.
You don't know
You
what a
don't
Luby's
know
is?
what Luby's
You're from
is?
North.
Yeah, I'm not from
there
around
you go.
here.
I was like,
I
all
didn't
right.
realize they didn't have Luby's in
Luby's
the
is
north.
basically like, think about if food was like a funeral home.
Okay.
That's
What?
exactly what it is.
Alright.
Like, you don't need your teeth to eat the food at Luby's, is what I'm trying to get.
Yeah, it's real basic stuff.
But it's so good.
It is good.
All right.
It's so good.
They
I
got
love
good
it
fried
so
chicken.
much.
They got good cake. They got good mashed potatoes. You got to go to Luby's, man.
I'm just there for the
All
Jello.
right. Jello.
They've
They
also
have
got Jello.
man.
Jello's
I've been going to Luby's since I was a kid. It's always the fried fish, the mashed potatoes, the macaroni, some broccoli, a roll, and then the Jello.
I like how you do at least put in the broccoli.
I know, right? I have to be sort
You're
of healthy.
such a good boy.
I mean,
Okay.
fish is healthy. It's fried,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
is.
healthy.
Yeah. No, but anyway, I was leaving, and my friends were like, "We're gonna go to your favorite restaurant." I'm like, "That's on you." But we went to Luby's, despite much to my happiness and to their chagrin. And I've remembered for the first time in ages. I have a friend. Her name is Maggie. She is the best carpenter I know.
Okay.
It's just my friends are
Okay.
into weird things, but she's a good carpenter.
Got it.
And she cuts her food in the most efficient way known to man, I think I have found to this day. So really quickly, like, as far as I know, there are 3 ways, not including hers, to cut your food.
Right.
So what I cut my food is like you stab it with a fork, you start at a corner, and you cut, and you move inward from there, right?
Yes.
Start at like
Yes.
a corner.
Yeah,
I start
so-
on a side.
A side would work too. That's like the same principle. It's
I
like,
mean,
I go side and across.
like if we're talking like a chicken breast, so it's kind of vaguely rectangular shape, but not quite. Like
Yeah.
there's little it kind of tapers at the end. I start at one end, and I just, you
Yeah.
know,
yeah, you work your way
yeah,
through, right?
you work your way
Yeah.
down.
And then other people, there's a way where you put your fork in it, and then you put the knife through the tines of the fork and cut that
I've
way.
seen that.
I've seen that. And they're wrong. I disagree wholeheartedly.
I don't like that.
I would not say it's wrong. I would just say
I've
it's
done
not
it.
efficient
Yeah, right.
because you're gonna miss and just hit the fork a few times.
Yeah.
And the most not efficient way, I've seen someone just stab it with a fork and pick the whole thing up and chew it from there. Which I'm like, oh, that's so...
I do that with green beans and asparagus. I'm like, I don't.
That I understand.
I'm
but
I
like,
cut that.
I'm not taking the time to cut this tiny thing. I'm just gonna shove it in my
I
mouth.
don't think anybody cuts their green beans, to be fair.
My brother does.
Oh. Anyway, I'm not going to go down that tangent. But really quickly, I'm just going to show you a video.
Okay.
Don't worry, guys, everyone, this will be in the, when I edit, I'm going to upload this so y'all can see it.
Yeah.
But this is how
Perfect.
my friend cuts her food. Maggie, would you really quickly demonstrate how you cut your food?
Yes, Matt. Show everyone how you do it.
Look at that. She grabs the fork and the knife and immediately cuts it in one go. The peak of human existence right here.
It's not uncommon. You guys are just weird
Nobody else does
and
it like that.
inefficient.
We've never seen anyone do it like that.
What?
I'm gonna cut my food
That's
like that now.
insane.
So what she does to
didn't
like
know you could
break
do
it down is that you grab the knife in one hand, the fork in the other, you cross them over the food, and you just rip through it. I've seen her do it with waffles. I've seen her do it with fried chicken, and like it's amazing. It is like literally, and she does it so fast too. Like that, she went through it. She did that slow one for demonstration, but after that, she just went. And what she does is that after that, she rotates her plate and goes the other way. So then
just
she has
cubes it?
yeah, she has perfect cubes
Oh
of
my
food.
God.
And I'm like, have you ever seen that before?
Is she an engineer? Because that sounds like something an engineer would do.
That is such an engineer thing.
I mean, she is a carpenter, but not an engineer.
She should be.
Carpenter's close enough.
Yeah, right. But like, I've never like it sounds to me to this day. And she's like, y'all are weird. Like, everyone in my family cuts this way, and I'm like, I need to go over to your house more and talk to your parents, because like, where did they get this from? And, like,
I mean, I do
Can
that
you
kind
teach
of
me?
with.
yeah, seriously.
I do that kind of with like the cheap breakfast waffles because I have those a lot at home. Like you get the Eggo waffles, put them in the toaster, put some maple syrup and chocolate chips on them. Very important. And then you put it in the microwave. It's great. But I'm lazy and I don't want to like waste all that time cutting. So I just put the fork in and I just rip the knife like through. I just
Oh,
go
yeah,
like
through it?
I basically do what she does except with less fork movement.
Like you just put one in and cut.
Yeah.
Just to center it. No, like I've seen her do that with waffles, and I was like, oh, this must be a waffle thing because like it's just because it's soggy because of the syrup. And then she did it with the chicken, and I was like, all right, this is a whole new like thing I need to like learn and talk about and like. But like just to be sure, to prove a point to her name's Maggie. Y'all have never seen that right before,
Never.
right?
Never.
Never.
Nobody cuts their food like that.
No.
Okay, Maggie, I've won this. So when you listen to this, I've won.
When?
I don't know how to explain this. Oh yeah, she's gonna get this sent to her, like one way or another.
He's just
Hi,
gonna
Maggie.
clip this part of the podcast and send her the audio.
Oh yeah. This is just to prove a point. I'm sorry. That was what I've been wanting about.
You're so
now
petty,
that I'm
it's
like,
great.
now that I've won, I feel great.
I'm so glad I could segue to that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, right? I always have like either something interesting or nothing to talk about. Like there was one point in the podcast where they were talking to Stardew Valley and I casually transitioned to my greatest dream in life.
I've been playing so much Stardew Valley, man.
Yeah?
I downloaded 19 mods for it because I'm not. Okay, I looked at Steam. I was like, I wonder how much time I've spent on Stardew Valley because I think I got this shortly after Christmas because it was on sale. I look on Steam. And this was about a week and a half ago that it said this number. It said I logged 169 hours. This was about a week and a half ago. I play at least an hour of it a day. I might be at 200 hours of Stardew Valley, and I've had it for a month and a half, maybe.
I can't farm that much. I've never played a second of Stardew Valley.
It's great.
Enjoyable because it's like you don't have to farm, you can just do whatever you want.
I was like, there's not enough content, give me the mods. So I got mods that add in like a dozen new fruit trees and so many more crops. And I turned my dog into an Australian Shepherd because that's what I have. Cosmetic mods are great. I added in a mod that gives new dialogue for characters because once you just exhaust all the dialogue, it gets stale. I like simulation games a lot. I've played 500 hours of Animal Crossing. You get a trophy for that. You get a badge for that in the game. I like pretending to be someone else.
I mean, that's what games are.
Yeah. I have two things
It's so relaxing.
very quickly to say.
Yes.
And then we'll go back to you because you were going to say something about Stardew Valley, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But one, that game is like a tile set RPG, basically. Like one
Yes.
of the ones you can make on your own. So really, how different does the Australian Shepherd look? That's just my one question. It's still a dog.
It's a
the
different shape,
sprites
you
are
know.
very-
I mean, it's not like super photorealistic or whatever, but it's because the real dog, the standard,
So much better.
the standard dog is just like yellowish brown and
Yeah.
it doesn't do much. So people will mod the cats or the dogs to make them look different. And so it doesn't have a tail because most Aussies don't. It's got a brown eye and a blue eye. It's a blue merle Aussie. You guys don't know what that is, do you?
No.
How do you see the eyes?
Because you can just see it.
Is
it's
it-
like
is
it's
I guess
not
if it's
cute.
just the one line.
Yeah.
Well, is it on the 2D?
yeah.
So it's a.
It's a
I'm
2D
assuming
game.
2D. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's.
It's kind
2D.
of like
So it is like the face, like one eye, and then it's like the nose.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, it also has a front.
Okay.
Also-
So
it
yeah,
has-
if
it
it's
has a-
facing the camera, it'll be like
Yeah.
flat dog face.
Yeah.
So is it? Wait.
Remember, it's like a 2D sprite game, so like when the sprites are walking towards the camera and stuff like that, they just face.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they changed the. Okay, so it's still
Yeah.
2D, so they just changed the Z.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's like three different like sprites. It's from the left profile, the right profile, which is usually just a copy of the left, and
Yeah.
then front and back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so you'd be looking at front.
Okay.
And I mean, think like Terraria kind of art
Also,
style.
Play that.
Okay,
Yeah, I
never
didn't either.
mind.
Yeah.
I started playing it. I was like, this is like Animal Crossing, Terraria, and Minecraft had a baby, and I love it because I love those games.
Back to what the second thing I was gonna say was.
Yeah.
Where do you find the time to play a game for an hour a day? I have no classes. Like, I would argue about 3 days out of the 5-day school week, and I don't have time to play
Well,
video
you also
games.
don't have any like outlet to play them on.
I have Steam, and I can play like low res RPGs on my thing, which is what I'm currently doing, and they're
Play Slime
doing great.
Rancher.
Oh, I do have I have a Switch, so I can go use that as an outlet.
Okay.
But like I have even then like I don't have the time. I'm always doing
answer
something.
that, my classes all end by 1 p.m. I usually will take an hour I will get home at 1, and then I will say I am going to sit down and play Stardew Valley for 1 hour, and I do that. I don't have a whole lot of homework, at least not homework that's due the next day and is graded. I should have read about 7 chapters of the Bible that I haven't read for my class, but I've read the Bible twice, so that's fine. I'll know what to talk about when we talk about it. And then the stats homework, my stats teacher doesn't even take roll in the class. I've skipped stats 3 times. I skipped stats on Monday to take a nap. I took a 1-hour nap, and it was the best thing I'd ever done. I just, I don't have a whole lot of homework. I'll have to write papers at some point, but that's not going to be like
hard.
a 7-hour process.
Yeah, no.
And then I just stay up.
Well, lucky you for the no homework.
Tommy's like, I only have 3 days of class, but I have like 8 hours
Oh
of
my
homework.
God, all the time. I'm always either like writing
Just stay
like
up
dumb
late,
code for
man.
math. No,
What
I have a
math?
bedtime.
I shouldn't stay up late.
It's like basic math for coding and stuff like that. So it's like have someone input 3 numbers and then find the average, and it's like, I don't wanna.
You're a calculator.
Our
Congratulations.
codings are very different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I made an alien move and bounce off the edges of the screen.
Nice. Oh yeah, and then there's Michael, who's writing like his
Oh,
own
no.
operating system, and I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna bother.
Oh, yeah, please talk to Michael about that. I'd love to get him to explain it. Hey, Michael, explain it, please.
No, what is it? He was like, you know what, Tommy, you're not doing anything. I'll let you write some code. And so he was just in Word. And so I was like, huh. So I literally wrote code that would just say, hey, it's me. Yeah, boy, Tom. And that was it.
You just do like system prints?
And then he looked at it and he goes, it's also wrong. And I'm like, oh, well, I couldn't Python. And he goes, it's still wrong. And I'm like, you don't know Python. And that was like, that's the one thing
is
I
he
might be
coding?
able to school him in. I think it's C#.
See, I code in Java.
Yep.
I tried to learn some coding over Christmas break, and it didn't work, so I'm going to take the coding for journalist class that one of my teachers does.
Okay.
So we'll see how that happens.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I used to know a little bit of HTML, as far as just like changing text color and
I know HTML
stuff like that.
My brother knows that.
Oh, excuse me. I found I think I found in my grandma's study, which is the really interesting part. It was HTML for dummies, and I don't know why that was in her study.
Web
She
design.
doesn't.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
She was still teaching at the time, so I don't know when she had time for that. She was teaching 3rd graders how to read, man.
She was teaching him how to read HTML.
That would be so much fun. There's an idea for Chase when he starts teaching.
Hey,
like,
Chase!
Yeah, just start teaching him code before you teach him like how to, read,
Teach
write.
him code before the math.
History.
Oh gosh,
Whatever.
He's a
he's
history
a history teacher.
I didn't know.
Yeah, no, it's
Or
all
will
right.
be one. Yeah, you think that a lot of people on VGHL are going to be either like real techie people or real like fine artsy people, and then we have our history major, and it's great.
No, that
You
was
could teach them the history of the internet.
Yeah,
short history, not a good history, but a history.
just go all Bill Wirtz on it.
Teach them how to delete their history.
Ah, that was good.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of like a story where I've ever had to like a horrible like history internet moment. I'm like, no, I'm not a social media person.
Neither am I. Well, I did have to make a new Twitter account for one of my classes because they're like, you need to be serious on Twitter, and I'm like, oh well, never mind.
See, I think that's the interesting about going to college. Everything I've found out about, every group I know of uses Facebook for all their communication.
That's
Yeah.
the funny thing. So much Facebook, and it's college, and you're like, I thought that was for 80-year-olds now.
Well, Facebook was made in college.
I mean, true. Well, it's
social
very
network.
convenient.
Yeah.
Instagram
what a
doesn't.
movie.
Instagram and Snapchat don't have
I
like.
said, what a movie.
Not a good movie. A movie.
Instagram and Snapchat don't have super great like group features, so I guess
That's also
Facebook
true.
just makes sense for that
But
stuff.
there's also like, call me. I'm sorry. It's like, if you need something important to get done, I'm so much easier to reach if you just talk to me.
I mean, I rarely answer the phone to numbers that I don't know. I don't like talking on the phone. That's a very millennial thing to say. I don't like talking on the phone.
That is a very millennial thing to say.
And it's true, and it's always been, well,
What year were you born in?
1999.
You're not a millennial though, so that's the interesting thing.
Dude, millennials, nobody knows where millennial
Aren't we
ends.
Gen Z?
1996.
There's debate, man.
No, like
There's debate.
There's been debate, but honestly, like recently they've started to come to a general consensus, like millennials and 1996.
But
And then
I
it's
don't feel
Gen
like I'm.
Z, right?
I don't
Yeah.
feel like I'm Gen Z. I feel like I'm in. I feel
I'm
like
very Gen Z.
I feel like me. I feel like most people I know were in this very nebulous, weird area between Gen Z and millennial. Like we got the leftovers of the 90s.
So like the 3-year gap.
Yeah, pretty much the 3-year gap between 1996 and 1999, or the 4-year gap, 2000, is just this really weird, not quite millennial, not quite Gen Z. We're something.
Yeah.
I don't care.
We're confused.
I was like, listen, no one's going to tell me what I am but me, and I say I am not a millennial because that's what everybody else says.
If I had to identify, but if I had to choose millennial or Gen Z, I feel more millennial.
I'd say a millennial just for the meme.
For the meme?
I feel
Yeah.
like Gen Z.
That's
Gen Z. I feel like the Gen Z people are the ones that are in elementary school and middle school right now.
This is
The
why
facial expressions.
we had Shelby was very briefly almost on the podcast, which kind of sucks it didn't work out.
Sorry,
but,
Shelby.
Our friend,
Sorry,
yeah,
Shelby.
Shelby. But
Rest
she
in
was like,
peace.
she was.
She's not dead.
What's very interesting is that
her
like
mic
she was, and I didn't have time to talk to her about this before we had issues come up. But she was like, I'm worried about it just being my voice instead of my face, and I'm like, do not worry. I'm like, they put me in charge of this for today, and I have the worst talking capability of anybody, of any of the people who have to host usually that I know. Because very frequently, especially on shows, especially when I'm on a show, I'll just go, and then,
Yep.
and I keep going down that path, and I can't stop, and then I have to go reset and do it again, and then like it's such.
You actually say reset.
And I'm like, I have
I
like
wish.
such a hard time just like talking in general, and it's not because like talking to a camera or talking to people. It's just like keeping my words in a calm, orderly fashion to make sense.
Well, you're doing very well right now, so
Well, thank
there you go.
Yeah. Then you had the moment where you're like,
You did have that
you had
moment.
all the
But,
Yeah, it was
but there was only one of those moments.
you just didn't like that. I wanna
And
be
we've
a
been
millennial
recording for what?
memes.
How long have we been recording?
Less than an hour.
Less than an hour.
Yeah, we got
Something
some-
like it's 7:23.
Yeah, we still have some time. I've been keeping track.
Okay.
I haven't been. My phone's just like here.
I don't even
nice.
have.
I don't even know why.
I only know how much time has passed by how much hungrier I'm getting.
That's
wants
fair.
pizza?
I am pretty hungry.
Someone want pizza? I want pizza.
can't. Good
Can we
pizza.
get pizza on the podcast one time? Can
That
that, be a
would be
thing?
great.
No. Chase would annihilate me. It wouldn't be me because I said no, but he would kill me because I
Okay.
was here when the idea was suggested.
Okay.
And the reason is like
Don't worry, you're safe.
biggest pet peeves, and I completely agree with this, and he yelled at me about it because I bring fruit snacks all the time. You can't eat because the mics are, these mics specifically, are
Oh,
usually close
no.
enough to where they can hear everything
Oh, I
if you're
hate
eating
that.
food.
I hate that sound.
You could mute it, and that would
Yeah.
be
I
fine.
hate
But
that
then,
sound.
but then who's talking while everyone's like snarfing down pizza?
The one person not eating pizza.
That would it would be me,
You like
and I would like,
rotate who's eating and who's talking.
It'd be a perfect way to make sure no
like
one
a
talks over.
timeshare. Like, all right, you have the pizza for the next 5 minutes, and after that, we're
I
Then-
get the pizza.
Yeah, you have to be done with however much you want to eat by that point, and then you start talking.
Oh, that wouldn't work for me. When I eat pizza, I eat a slice and then a slice and then a slice. I can't just be like I'll eat like half a pizza, but I can't take the half of the pizza and eat it right there. You gotta like put spaces in between it, you know?
That's why I miss a pizza place from back home. It was called Nona's Pizza. It was like $6.50, and you got a quarter of a pizza and a drink, and that was like your meal. And it was only like $6.50, and it was the greatest thing ever. Me and my friends went there probably 4 days a week. 'Cause very
all
good.
right. Now I just I don't want, if you don't want to answer these questions because they're like, I just want to know more about you because I know nothing about you.
Go
and
on.
You're new.
Yes, let's do this.
Okay, because I wasn't paying attention earlier because there were mic issues.
Yeah.
Where are you from up north?
I'm from like the south suburbs of Chicago.
From Chicago. Okay. I was for some reason Pittsburgh was in my head. and I was
Pittsburgh.
like, I don't know where I pulled that from, but like,
Yeah.
all right.
That's a very different place.
What? Yeah. What? Why UT?
Why are you
That is my
here?
question. Yeah.
What are you doing here?
I'm an AET major, and for those of you who don't know, it's Arts and Entertainment Technologies.
Okay, thank you.
And
That's what I thought, but
no problem. I wasn't sure if you guys would know, but also the viewers. But yeah, it's a major that has many different focuses, from general animation to like lighting design, to music and sound, to video game design.
I do animation.
And
it's terrible.
I'm doing video game design as my focus. And I looked at other just game design schools, but then I looked at like this one, and it's a lot more like creative in the sense. So I was like, all right, let's go here. My parents were like, maybe. And then I was like, I got accepted. They're like, maybe. And I was like, it's cheaper than the other schools I was looking at. And they're like, maybe. And then they were like, you can go.
Yeah, what got them from maybe to yes?
To realize that it was my choice and not theirs.
Oh,
and that
there you
I
go.
could
There you go.
accept my acceptance at any point.
That's so weird.
See,
I'm
people
like,
were telling me that, but then again, if it was my parents' choice, they would have my dad definitely would have chosen UT. They're like, this isn't your parents' college. And I'm like, I'm going to go to my dad's college anyway.
It was so weird, like, hearing, though, because that's so many parallels to, like, what I went through and stuff like that. I'm not from out of state or anything, so it was a little easier. But,
Yeah.
like, my parents are like, what are you going to do with your life, you theater kid? And I'm like, well, I guess I could do this thing, because I took one AV class in high school, and I liked it enough. And I'm like, you know what, let's make that a job. And they were like, all right, have fun. And I was like, all right, I'm going to UT. And they're like, you're not going there. You're going to, like, the 2-year community college that we live next to. And I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving one way or another. I'm like, escape is the real thing I have left.
Yeah.
And then I was like, cool. And like, especially like, I chose RTF because I found out like the department has so many like, I don't have a focus now, but like once you hit about junior year, that's when you can choose what branch you want to go down, because it's like creative writing, like there is some game design, there is animation, there is like creative writing. That's the class with Matthew McConaughey that I never want to hear about again because I've heard it too many times.
I heard he doesn't teach it anymore.
I know. What?
What was
I
that?
didn't hear that.
Wait, what was that noise?
I heard that at like the org fair, or not org fair, traditions thing. When I went to orientation, the one dude was like, Matthew McConaughey used to be a professor. I didn't know if he still was.
Well, for one thing, professor is different than just being a lecturer, because one of our, I think it was my TA was like, don't ever assume that the person who's talking is a professor.
Oh yeah.
But for another thing, he does still hang out around here, because one of the girls in my FIG last semester, we were going around saying our highs and lows and stuff, and she said her high. And then later she was like, oh wait, can I change my high? I meant Matthew McConaughey in an elevator. And we're like, what the hell?
I don't care.
So yeah, he does hang around. He does hang around apparently. So
Oh no, yeah, I've heard too many stories about him giving like, people like sure walk rides and whatnot. And I'm like,
I'm very tempted to just order shirt rides until it's I order them. I see it's not Matthew McConaughey. I send them away. I order another one.
not
They're not
gonna
Matthew McConaughey. Send them away.
some part of me hopes he's not teaching the class anymore because I don't want to hear the stories anymore.
Are you just sick of
Like the-
hearing about him, or do you personally
Yes.
dislike him?
I don't personally dislike him. I have nothing against him. But ever since I joined high school, even my teacher has stories. My high school theater teacher has stories from when she met Matthew McConaughey in a bar when she was 20. And I'm like, I don't need him in my life
Oh, that's
anymore.
dumb.
I'm like, I don't need this. And like,
I mean, it's cool, but
it
it's
sucks
dumb.
because the building I live in was also the building Matthew McConaughey lived in when he went to UT, and that's like their big selling point. And now
Oh my
it's like,
gosh.
look for housing for next year's season, and that's he's everywhere. He's back. He's making the rounds, and I just.
He does give a lot of stuff back to the university, though. He's like the poster alumnus.
Yeah, it's nice.
He's a good guy.
I understand.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the only other closer one, and I don't want to mention them for reasons I might explain in a couple seconds. But Rooster Teeth has love
Yeah, I
them.
was gonna
Yeah,
say,
I was
does
gonna
it
say.
involve my hoodie? Yeah.
I consider myself a pretty big fan of Rooster Teeth, and Bernie gives back to the UT pretty often. I know he and Matt do speeches here occasionally. There was one like last year, I think, and yeah, they do stuff like they now offer a scholarship for RTF students, I think, which is pretty cool. But it's like, I don't know, I don't like dropping the big R bomb out of there, which is Rooster Teeth, just to
I was gonna
clarify.
say, yeah, good thing you clarified
Yeah,
that
no,
one.
and it's just like because like so many people like I've seen one too many people who like stars in their eyes, like Rooster Teeth went here. I'm doing this because of Rooster Teeth. I'm joining Rooster Teeth because of X, Y, and Z. I'm like, that is not how life works.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me with Walter Cronkite, man.
Walter Cronkite's a legend. That's an
Yeah.
inspiration. But like,
I don't know what that is.
he is the greatest newscaster of all time of American history.
The space between this building and the CMB is called the Walter Cronkite Plaza. He only went here for 1 year. He dropped out because he had a job back in Houston, and it was the Great Depression.
Yeah.
But UT fails to mention anytime they mention Walter Cronkite. They never mention that he never graduated.
I mean, you don't have to graduate to do anything.
Yeah, that is one of the funniest things I always talk about. Is like, one, if you're going here for like to join like a thing you love, be very careful that it might not happen because life works in
Yeah.
mysterious ways.
Yeah.
And two, life works in mysterious ways because like weird stuff happens all the time. I was gonna say shit, don't know why I did it because I can curse.
Tell me.
Yeah, and I don't know. I always
mean-
tell people like, I don't know. Like I have like it's weird because everything I've done so far feels like pure luck.
Yeah.
And it's weird. It's stuff explaining
That doesn't explain my life. Nothing else does.
Right?
Pure luck.
Yeah, and I'm always like, listen, people said it to me and I didn't believe them, but you should believe it. Like everything you do is a roll of the dice.
Yeah.
I got here, I thought I was going to be on Daily Texan immediately, and I'm here instead. I love VGHL, guys. I really do. It's so much fun. I did just get on the Daily Texan, but VGHL is so much fun. I love it.
I got here, didn't know what orgs I was gonna do. Didn't know what I was gonna do. I knew the major and stuff, but didn't know what else. I was just like, man, new city. I don't know anyone. I'm about 1,100 miles from home.
That's scary.
Life's weird.
Please, yeah, try like 300 miles away from home.
I'm 2.5 hours from home.
Okay.
I'm a 4-hour plane ride.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like 3 hours.
That's still 3 hours on a plane.
Yeah, that's kind of why I
hate
want
flying.
a Switch, cause like,
Oh yeah, just to play.
yeah, just to
Yeah.
have on like a plane. And that's actually what I was gonna say earlier was like, if I had a Switch, I'd play probably Stardew Valley on like a plane.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it
'Cause I'd
just
be,
got on
like,
Switch.
Mindless.
Thank you
Yeah.
for bringing it back. I totally forgot to bring
No,
it
that's
back.
perfectly fine. And like, I don't know how my brain works, but we segued to it.
Yeah, right. Dude, once again, mentioned that Stardew Valley. I think of my greatest dream in life because of
Is to be
one
a farmer
podcast.
in Stardew Valley?
No, it's to own a diner on the moon.
That's not a thing in Stardew
I
Valley,
don't want-
man.
I'll briefly cover it really quickly because we've already been over this in a podcast. Actually,
what
I
is
need to
this?
edit that because
Oh no!
anyway,
You haven't edited podcast. How long ago was this podcast that you didn't edit about
I
the
wasn't supposed to
moon?
edit it, and it was last semester.
Oh my god.
No, but what someone
me.
when mentioned Stardew Valley, and then
Said it
someone
wasn't
mentioned
supposed
there
to
was a
edit.
similar game that took place on the moon, and you farm stars. And
That's so
so
cool.
get it stars to stars, and then
Ah.
the moon. So I was like, oh, what's your greatest dream in life? And everyone was like, what the hell's wrong with you? I was like, no. Listen, you said stars on the moon. I want to own a diner on the moon, and I would have the Cardigans play there because they were the first band on the moon, and I loved them when I was a kid. They weren't really playing on the moon. That's just the album title. But and they were like,
Or you could have
wait, one more time because this didn't make sense. And I'm like, I don't know how to explain to you my brain. But
Or you could have Pink Floyd play Dark Side.
I
of the
was
Moon.
gonna say that.
ooh,
I was gonna
on the
say
dark
that.
side of the moon.
Yeah.
Did you know? I'm going to really quickly get into weird moon facts that we only ever see the same side of the moon because it rotates at the same speed Earth does.
I tried to ask my science teacher when we were doing the moon phases. I was like, "Why do we only ever see one side of the moon?" And she couldn't explain it to me. And I'm like, "You're my science teacher." She also couldn't explain to me why it's at different angles. Like you know, when in your perfect moon cycle, you have like the waxing and the waning, and
Yeah.
so the waxing is supposed to be on the right and the waning's on the left. But then like I'll go outside and it's like the light part is like on the bottom, and I'm like, "What is that?"
I
And
think
she
that's-
couldn't explain
might
that to
be
me.
Perspective.
Or tilt
Yeah,
to the,
I
tilt to the
figure
Earth.
I figure it has to do with like where I'm seeing it on Earth, but
Mm-hmm.
I was like, she couldn't explain that to me, and I was not happy with her about that.
Yeah, all right.
I don't know why I took that so personally.
I don't know. I love the
We
moon.
spent so
So
much time on the
weird.
moon and science. It was
no,
ridiculous.
yeah, I love moon science and like apparently things that all have to do on the moon because like why not? I'm owning a diner there sometime in my life. I've already
So,
set the
Apollo
goal,
13.
so it has to
So
happen.
when you were a kid, did you think the moon was cheese?
No, I thought when I was a kid though the moon followed you because it was
I thought
always
that
in,
too. I was about to say that.
Yeah.
No, I always thought the moon was
Yes!
cheese until like we learned about it in school.
Someone watched much too many Wallace and Gromit episodes, and by that I mean the one. But yes.
Yes.
I watched the only Wallace and Gromit I think I've watched is the Were Rabbit.
Good movie.
I think that was one of the first movies I ever saw in theater.
Good movie.
And it scared me because I was 4.
Aardman has never
Good
disappointed
movie,
me
yes.
yet.
Good. My brother is obsessed with Wallace and Gromit, like absolutely obsessed with Wallace and Gromit.
I'm obsessed with much more obscure things. So it's
Go with it. I might know it.
The
Yes,
Carol
please.
Burnett show.
Yes.
Nope.
I was like, you don't know. There's
Go
no
to the
way.
next one.
That thing we were talking.
Rapid
That
fire.
thing you were talking about earlier.
like
Drop a beat. Beatbox. Go.
boots and cats. No, but like that was me that was me winding up, and then was me not finding
Reset
anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's one weird thing you're obsessed with? Back to talking about Nick, who I know nothing about.
Yeah, you.
I don't know. I really don't like know obscure things because like I don't know. I don't know if you'd consider like One Punch Man obscure.
No,
That's not bad.
I wouldn't.
Okay, that's fair.
Anime in general, I just would not
I had
consider.
to shelf copies of the manga when I worked at the school library. It was a lot of people checking out manga. We had a lot of manga actually. It was weird.
I need to watch One Punch Man.
It's good. It's like 11 episodes, I think. 11 or 12.
It's only 11?
Uh, no, it's like there's one season. Season 2 supposedly is supposed to come out like this year, next year.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, season 1 was like 11 or 12 episodes, and it's really good. My brother actually told me a joke from it that's very mistranslated, or like not understood.
Like,
The
if you understand this, jelly donut levels of mistranslated.
no, it's like
Okay, we'll get there in a second, but yes, continue.
it's like the name of the bike driver hero that you meet in.
Oh yeah, the bike dude.
Yeah,
he's my favorite.
So his name translates to unlicensed rider, which in Japan you need a license to ride a bike.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he
That's
learned that
dumb.
because he went to Japan a couple years ago. So that was really cool. He like told me that. I was like, that makes that so much better.
No, the jelly donut thing was a very first season of Pokemon, like Indigo League and stuff like that.
Okay.
It was
okay.
so poorly dubbed and like translated to English. So what Ash was eating was rice balls, right?
Oh, I see that. Yeah.
And they go, "Oh, you're having a jelly donut?" And they're like, "No, it's not a jelly donut. It's rice." I don't.
Yeah.
It's
I remember that.
yeah.
That was like a big thing. Trying to think of other. I don't know. What else do you want to know about me?
Your greatest fears.
Why not? I've gone weirder places.
It's not a weird place to go.
I don't know.
It's your boggart.
I was afraid of heights, and then I got over that because I went on the giant drop, Sears Tower, Navy Pier Ferris wheel.
Sounds like you were forcing yourself to get over
Ferris
it.
wheels are fun.
Yeah.
'cause I
Ferris
get
wheels
to
are-
sit and watch. I hate roller coasters, and I found this
I
out
love
really
them.
recently. The reason I hate them is because I've been getting motion sickness all my life and
That
didn't know
would-
what it was.
So there's actually a funny story with the giant drop. So after prom, my senior year, we were gonna go to this house or whatever. Didn't go through. So me and a couple friends went to Six Flags. We rode on a couple of roller coasters. Then we went on Raging Bull, and then we are gonna go on Giant Drop. We go to get in line. One of our friends is like, I really don't want to go on. I'll hold all your stuff. We're like, cool. About to go get in line. You hear the guy, we're like right next to the ride. The guy goes, oh, like the ride won't be in commission for a little bit, like, so you don't have to wait in line or whatever. And we're like, huh, why? So we look at it.
Oh,
There's all of them at the bottom, and there's one group at the top.
oh God.
Me and my friends were like, because we were going to do that and then go get lunch. And then we were like, all right, let's just go to the McDonald's that's like 2 minutes away now. And let's just veto the giant drop today.
Yeah, stuff like that
Yeah.
is one of my greatest fears, actually.
I actually have a video of it. I recorded it on Snapchat.
Send it to me for the day.
I'll need something to, I'll need your Snapchat at the end of this.
Deal.
Yeah.
But that's crazy.
But
But
it's so funny.
yeah.
My roller coaster story. I think that I was in I was in 7th grade when this happened. If you racked up enough points in theater to become part of the junior thespian troupe that we had, there was a junior thespian spring trip to Six Flags, and so I went, and we went on the Superman, and I had my little.
So fun.
Oh, I loved the Superman. I loved the Superman.
Lay down and go like this.
That's not what happened on the Superman. I don't know what Superman roller coaster you're thinking of.
Wait, do you guys not like sit
There
down
is a
and then they
Superman-
turn you?
yeah, there's-
like,
No,
There's a
no,
Superman
no,
like
no,
that.
face you at the
no,
ground,
no,
and
it
that is
wasn't.
the greatest ride ever.
No, that they did not do this at the Six Flags. But I had like
I
a
know.
drawstring backpack with me, and I had a notebook in it, I had a jacket. I had a really small purse, so I brought the purse on the ride with me. I tucked it under, and we got back. Yeah, we left all our stuff on the platform, and we got back, and everyone else's stuff was there. And surprise, my backpack was gone. But I had my wallet and my phone and my DS because they were all with me on the ride because they were all in my purse. Yes, I carried my DS with me.
I would say that sounds like a horrible idea for a roller coaster.
It was tucked
thought-
safely and securely. There was a zipper and a flap.
I'll be honest. I thought the story was going that it fell.
No.
And I was gonna be so worried.
No. Someone's glasses did fall, though, I think.
We
We were watching during one of the Upside Down. There were like 2 phones that like fell, and there's a river underneath that ride.
We were on Raging Bull, and my friend had like, she had jean shorts on. She had her phone, I think in her pocket or maybe in her hoodie pocket. We get off the ride, and it was me, her, and my other friend, and I'm like, hey, isn't that your phone on the ground of the ride? And we're just like, so we pick it up. It's fine. Nothing's broken. We're just like,
The grace of God.
yeah, we were like, that is your one miracle.
Wow. Yeah.
You didn't lose your phone on Raging Bull.
Wow. This has been. That is truly a miracle. And unfortunately, I think that's all the time we have for this
man.
podcast.
This was fun.
This has been Video Game Afterlife. I have been your host, Tommy, and
I'm Nick.
I have been Brynne.
yeah, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.
No,
Bye.
you won't.